Hi. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. So in the last class, we have discussed about the functional dependencies. Okay. So in today's class, we will be going to move further on that. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. Just let me know. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So just this is just a brief that we have discussed in the last class. So functional dependency just basically describe the relationship between the attribute, and then we have discussed the definition of the functional dependency using this mathematical uh, modulation. है ना? So you can see here if there is a functionality or functional dependency between attributes A and B, A determine B if and only if tuple in a relation T1 is equivalent to the tuple T2 in relation in the same relation, then it should be for the tuple T2. So it should be, I think, T1 होना चाहिए ना. Just a minute. This is T1. T1 or T2. A. And this should be okay. So just changed. Okay. So you can see. So this is just basic definition that we have seen. Oh, sorry. This should be the. Okay. Okay. So that we have seen in the last class. Okay, now we are moving more on that functional dependency. So this exercise we have done in the last class. So we have to identify the valid and invalid dependency for the following relation that we have seen in the last class. Okay, so here this question I have given to you in the last class: how many valid dependencies are there for the following relation? So this is in a relation if R, if we are considering, then you can identify the dependencies based on these attributes values. Like in this table you can see, like AB tends to C, you can see is a dependency. AB tends to C, AB tends to C. We are seeing all the values are corresponding to the AB in this table: F, E, D, E, B, C, A, C, and AB. All these values are unique, so you can see AB can determine the another attribute, that C. Okay. Similarly, it can happen with the P. In all these cases, you can see this is a non-trivial dependency. In other cases, AB tends to A, it is a trivial dependency. So what is the trivial and a non-trivial dependency, we will see later. But in this table, you can realize if an set of attributes identifying or determining a uniquely the other attributes, then these attributes we can consider as a key attributes. For example, in this table, if we are considering AB, it is an attribute that can determine A also, that can determine B also, and then that can determine C also for this example. So apart from this, you can see ABC. ABC can also determine A, ABC can also determine B, and ABC can also determine the C. So all these three dependencies are there. It means ABC or ABC, it is a set of attributes, set of attributes, set of attributes. Okay, that can determine all the attributes of the table. So in this, all the attributes are included in this set, but here only we have included only two attributes in the set. Okay, so when a set of attributes uniquely determined all the attributes of the table, then these set of attributes basically called as a key. So but we can say this is a key and this is another key. Okay, okay, but here in this case the number of attributes are more than the number of attributes of this set. So here we are having only two attributes, but here we are having three attributes. Okay, so this is basically we call it as a super key. Okay, but the minimal set, if we divide it, is it possible here to determine A with the A with the B, and A with the C? Is it possible for this relation? No, not possible. So it means individually A and B cannot determine the other attributes of the table. So this is basically work as a candidate key. The definition of this we will later discuss also, है ना? So key attributes basically functionally determines the every attributes of the table. Okay, now in the we can see properties of the functional dependency. Basically, functional dependency deals with the one-to-one relationship among the attributes, and it must FD must be defined on the schema, not on the instance, and FD must be non-trivial or completely non-trivial. So what is the completely non-trivial? This is a type of the FDs. Like different types of FDs can be happen: trivial FDs, non-trivial FDs, completely non-trivial FDs. So what is the meaning of these FDs? We have to see, but there are other FDs like transitive FDs, full functional dependencies, or partial FDs. These FD we will discuss later. Okay, but currently we are discussing these three types of FDs. So you can see this is an example of trivial FDs. Trivial FD are the FD like here X tends to Y. It means X is determining Y. So this dependency will be called as a trivial dependency if Y is a subset of X. For example, here you can see this is a whole set will be considered as a X and this is considered as a Y. So here you can see in the X there are three attributes, one attribute, second attribute, third attribute. But in the by there are two attributes. So you can see by is a subset of X here in this case, as roll number and semester is a subset of roll number and semester. So LHS attributes is a superset of RHS attributes, or RHS is a subset of LHS. Then in this case, the dependencies is called as a trivial dependencies. Okay. Other example is given here. Here you can see ABC. This is a set of attributes determining AB. So AB is a subset of this ABC whole. So that's why this dependency is also called as a trivial dependency. Okay. Now another dependency is non-trivial dependency. So non-trivial dependency means the one of RHS attribute is not the subset of LHS. Is there must be one attributes that should not be or that must not be a subset of the LHSs. Here you can see if we are considering X tends to by is a non-trivial FD, then it is possible only if by is not a subset of X. So for example, here you can see this is X and this is Y. Here you can see this is an attributes that is not in the right in the left side of this dependency. So it is not the subset of LHS. So that's why though your semester is a subset of this X, but student name is not the subset. So that's why it is called trivial dependency. Similarly, here you can see ABCAD. A is a subset, but D is not a subset. So that's why it is a trivial dependency or non-trivial dependency. It is not a trivial dependency. Okay. Completely non-trivial means none of the RHS attribute is a subset of the LHS attribute. Means whatever the value is provided in the LHS or RHS, so RHS will not be a subset of the LHS. So completely different, all the attributes completely different in the RHS side. So you can see this is in one example here. This is X and this we are considering as a Y. So here Y is not a subset of X, as student name SBI are not available in the left hand side of this dependency. Similarly, here you can see ABCD. D is not a subset of ABC. It is a completely different. So that's why it is called completely non-trivial FD. Whenever we are focusing on the FD, so basically trivial dependency, we will not care about it. These are default dependency. They will be available anytime, but we will be mainly focused on the non-trivial, all completely non-trivial FTs. Okay, so now we are focusing on the different inference rules. So these rules we have discussed in the last class also. Now again I'm briefing it. So A tends to A means every attributes can itself determined by itself, or attributes can determine itself. Okay, so A is determining A, roll number is determining roll number, name is determining name. So this dependencies always preserve or always be available in a relation for every attributes. If there are four attributes, so four dependencies by default these are available. Okay, next is reflexivity that we have seen. If B is a subset of A, if B is a subset of A, then dependency A tends to B is present. Or if there is any dependency A tends to B, then it must be happen if A is if B is a subset of A. Okay, so this is a reflexive dependency. For this example, we can consider AB tends to A, or AB tends to B, or AB tends to AB. Is it okay? So all these dependencies will be considered as a reflex or inferred through the reflexivity. Okay, next kya transitivity. If A is determining B and B is determining C, then we can identify the new dependency based on this inference. A tends to C. Okay, so this is a transitivity. Argumentation we have seen. A tends to B, then AC tends to BC. It means we can add C here, and then we can also add C at the right side, so that dependency will be also present. So this is a argumentation. Now next we have seen that pseudo transitivity. It is just a argumentation followed by the transitivity. So here you can see A tends to B and BD tends to D. C, then it will be AD tends to C. There's proof of this can be achieved by saying that AC tends to BC. If A tends to B है, तो AC tends to BC will be happen by the argumentation. Okay, is it okay? Or we can say we can add D tends to here and then D can tends to here. So it will be preserved. Now you can see BD tends to C is given here. So here you can see AD tends to BD, BD tends to C. So it will be through the transitive relationship we can identify AD tends to C. Okay, simple. Similarly, decomposition. If A is identifying BC, then A can identify B also, and A can identify C also. Okay, so this is a decomposition. Union, we can union A tends to B hai, A tends to C hai, then we can also make it as A tends to BC. Combinedly, we can combine both. Okay, okay. So this is a union operation we can say, and the composition we can also have A tends to B and C tends to D. So you can have AC tends to BD, like so. How it will be happen? Like you can see, you can combine AC both these union, and then you can do the union of these two. So AC tends to BD you can have. Okay. Okay, so these are the inference rule by which we can extract the new functional dependency. This is an example or exercise for you. Just let me know if there's a dependency set F, A tends to B and C tends to D. And C is a subset of B. This is given. Okay, so show that A tends to D's dependency will be available or preserved. Can we infer A tends to D from this question? Yes, please. Solve it and reply me fast, please.
Yes, sir, it is true.
How?
Sir, because C is a subset of B, then we can say B tends to C.
Yeah.
And
तो
since C
this
tends to B, then we
dependency,
use.
हाँ बिल्कुल सही. तो ये क्या बन जाएगी नया dependency we can have B tends to C. We can have from this. Okay ना? So now you can have a dependencies like A tends to B. हमने किया. And एक dependency हमारे पास है B tends to C or and C tends to D. These three dependencies we can create from these two are there and from the now you can see A tends to B, A tends to C. So now new dependency will be happen A tends to C through the transitivity. Okay, और A tends to C है अपने पास और C tends to अपने पास D है already. So from the again transitivity we can find A tends to D. Is it okay? So it can be inferred. Okay. So the process of identifying the additional FDs, these two FDs we have given, or now this third one will be identified using this subset by applying reflexivity. Okay, so the process of identifying additional functionality in the relation from the given set of FD is called closure set of FDs. Okay, closure set closure set of FDs. Okay, so how you can identify the closure set of FD? So this we have to see what is the closure set of FD. For a given set F, set of functional dependency, that is we are denoting with the F, there are certain other functional dependencies that are logically implied by the F. So we can also identify the other functional dependencies for the given set F. So whole set will become as a closure of the F. So you can have in this example, you can see F equals to A tends to B, B tends to C. It is a given here. Now from these two dependencies, we can infer a new dependency based on the transitivity. Like A tends to B, B tends to C, A will also be determining C. So new dependency we have inferred. So now complete set will become A tends to B, B tends to C, and A tends to C. So the set of functional dependency FT that is logically implied by F is called as a closure of F. Okay, so that is denoted by the F plus. Okay, so now how we can identify the closure set for the FD? So this is a question you can see exercise. Suppose we are given a relation schema A, B, C, G, H, I. So this is a relation. Okay, and set of functional dependencies are given here. Okay, Now the functional dependency A tends to H is logically implied. Yes or no? Can we infer this dependency from the given set of F? Yes. Yes, please. Hello?
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, A tends to B or B tends to H.
A tends to B दिया हुआ है, A tends to H कैसे आएगा?
Sir, B tends to H दिया हुआ है last में. So yes.
B tends to H दिया हुआ, then we can identify through the transitivity. Okay, so as we have A tends to B, B tends to H, so with the transitivity rule we can identify A tends to H. Very good. Okay, next you can see here, check it. CG tends to HI. Check it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
How?
सर यूनियन हो जाएगा CG और
बिल्कुल, वेरी गुड, है ना. CG tends to H दिया हुआ है, CG tends to HI दिया है, then we can have union rule and then we can extract the CG tends to HI. Okay, next बताओ. AG tends to I. Yes. कॉपी पेन रखा करो साथ में, आप फटाफट करके देख लिया करो. ए दिया हुआ है आपके पास.
यस सर.
और आई कहाँ पे है? यहाँ पे है.
सर 8 टेंड्स टू.
तो कैसे आएंगे
यस
आई
सर,
पे?
हो जाएगा.
देखो, ए से आप जा रहे हो सी पे भी जा रहे हो, और ए से बी पे भी जा रहे हो, ए से अब सी जी पे कैसे पहुंचोगे? यस.
सर A टेंड्स टू C, तो फिर AG टेंड्स टू CG कर देंगे.
हाँ, ए टेंड्स टू सी है, देन वी कैन हैव
AG टेंड्स टू
AG टेंड्स टू सी
CG.
with the pseudo transitivity. लगा सकते हो. So you can see the explanation here. यही था ना. So you can see A tends to C, argumentation लगाओ तो अपन को क्या मिल जाएगा? AG tends to GC, CG. ओके, अब देन CG2 हमारे पास क्या है? I है, तो ट्रांजिटिविटी लगा दो. देन यू कैन सी AG tends to हमारे पास ये आई है नया, ठीक है, और CG tends to I ऑलरेडी था हमारे पास. ओके, देन यू कैन अप्लाई ट्रांजिटिविटी. तो ट्रांजिटिविटी रूल से हमारे पास क्या आ जाएगा? AG tends to I. ओके. ओके, नेक्स्ट देखो, फाइंड आउट ये दिस इज फॉर यू टू फाइंड आउट द क्लोजर्स ऑफ एफ. तुम्हें सारी की सारी डिपेंडेंसी फाइंड आउट करना है इसके लिए, जितनी भी एडिशनल आपको मिल रही हो. यस. प्लीज फाइंड आउट द एडिशनल डिपेंडेंसीज. कुछ तो यहाँ पे दी हुई है, इसके अलावा अलग क्या क्या हो सकती है वो बताओ. यस. देखो, A टेंस टू B दिया हुआ है हमारे पास, A टेंस टू C दिया हुआ है, CG टेंस टू H दिया हुआ है, CG टेंस टू I दिया हुआ है, P टेंस टू H दिया हुआ है. देन व्हाट विल बी द एडिशनल फंक्शनलिटी? एडिशनल क्या होगा? क्या आएगा बताओ. यस. जो इसमें ना हो वो बता दो. देखो, A से B पे गए, A से C पे गए, तो एक तो कंबाइन करके आप लेके आ सकते हो. क्या लेके आ सकते हो? ये हो सकता है, और ये कैसे किया पता है ना. ओके, एक ट्रांजिटिविटी से, जैसे A से B पे जा रहे हो, B से H पे जा रहे हो, तो A से H पे आ सकते हो. दिस इज थ्रू द ट्रांजिटिविटी. और एनी अदर बताओ जल्दी. अभी निकाला था एक तो अपन ने, AG टेंस टू I निकाला था. हेलो हेलो.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, देन एनी अदर प्लीज. देखो, CG टेंस टू H है, CG टेंस टू I है, then you can also have CG tends to HI होगा? Am I right? Yes. हेलो,
Yes, sir. Yes.
किसी ने आइडेंटिफाई किया सारी की सारी? You can go with this several members of F are there, but few I have shown here, है ना? CG, HI ये तो मैंने शो कर दिए, but identifying the dependency with this approach maybe you feel very difficulty to identify. So later we will study a very simple approach to identify the closure of app. But for this example, you have to also try. What is the closure of app? इसके लिए ट्राई करो. Yes. देखो A tends to B है, A tends to C है, तो ये क्या बन जाएगा नया? क्या आ जाएगा? A tends to BC और क्या मिल जाएगा? AC एक बना सकते हो ना? AD tends to E आ जाएगा एक. AD tends to E आ जाएगा एक यहाँ दोनों से. आप सीडो ट्रांसिटिविटी लगाओगे ये मिल जाएगा. ठीक है. और AD tends to और CD tends to F है तो AD tends to F भी आ जाएगा. E tends to B है तो AB और A tends to E भी आ जाएगा. Is it okay ना? और CD tends to EF भी आ जाएगा. Okay, from these two. Okay, so these dependency you can identify. So you can see just here. Different निकाल रहे हैं, मैं नीचे दिखा दे रहा हूँ. Okay, with the union rule आ जाएगी. You can see A tends to B, A tends to C with the union rule. एंड CD से ये भी यूनियन रूल से आ जाएगा. ट्रांसिटिविटी से कहाँ पे आ जाएगा? ये ट्रांसिटिविटी आ जाएगा. यू हैव टू अप्लाई ऑल द रूल, देन यू हैव टू चेक द डिफरेंट डिपेंडेंसीज. ओके, सूडो ट्रांसिटिविटी से आ गया. ओके, सूडो ट्रांसिटिविटी A टेंड्स टू C और CD टेंड्स टू F, तो ये भी सूडो से ही आ जाएगा. ओके, सो दिस इज द F प्लस दैट वी हैव आइडेंटिफाइड. ओके, इज इट ओके? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now compute the closure of following set of FDs. Compute अब आप करो खुद से यार, एक तो करो, एक तो करके दिखाओ यार. डायरेक्ट सेट बोल दो. Yes.
Answer is keyword B. You have to just provide the reasoning behind this. Are you getting your point?
Yes, please.
So is there any doubt in the second tutorial?
बताओ.
Sir, D tends to ACE हो जाएगा एक तो.
एक क्या हो जाएगा? D tends to
ACE.
just wait. D tends to ACE. ACE. ओके, ये तो यहाँ से यूनियन से निकाल दिया आपने. और
Sir, D tends to A हो जाएगा, D tends to C भी हो जाएगा.
वो तो हाँ, वो भी निकल जाएगा. चलो D tends to A निकाल दोगे और D tends to C भी निकाल दोगे आपने. ठीक है, डिकम्पोजिशन कर दिया. ओके, और बताओ.
Sir, AB tends to D हो जाएगा.
AB tends to B तो ट्रिवियल होगा ना.
नहीं, D.
AB tends to C पे आ जाओगे तो ए बी टेंस टू डी कैसे आएगा?
नहीं नहीं होगा,
ए बी टेंस
सॉरी।
टू डी कैसे आएगा? वही देखो, कोई नहीं, चलो अभी तो ये तो निकाला है, वो तो तुम्हारे यहाँ रखे हैं डिकम्पोजिशन से, ओके ना। ये डी टेंस टू ए और डी टेंस टू सी, ओके। एक देख सकते हो डी टेंस टू ए सी एंड डी टेंस टू ए है, तो ए सी आपने जो निकाला वही आ गया, तो ये तुम्हारा सेट निकल के आ गया, ठीक है। तो आपने अच्छा ट्राई किया, कोई नहीं। अभी आपको एक आसान मेथड भी बताएंगे, तो ये एक्सरसाइज और करो जस्ट चेक करने के लिए, देन आई विल लेट यू नो द डिफरेंट मेथड्स that can be utilized to identify the closure set of FDs. Okay, so just check it and C is a subset of B. Show that ये तो पहले किया हुआ है ना, is it okay ना? इसमें तो अपना A tends to B है और अपना B tends to C आ जाएगा और C tends to D दिया हुआ है। We have to identify the A tends to D. तो A से C ये बन जाएगा, इन दोनों से A से C आ गया और C से D दिया हुआ है, तो A से D अपना ये आ जाएगा। ये तो पहले किया हुआ था ना, ये करो। Yes, next one, question number 2. Hello. You can check. Hello. Hello.
यस सर।
हाँ,
सर
yes.
इसमें A टेंड्स टू B और C टेंड्स टू X है, तो हम ये लिख सकते हैं AC टेंड्स टू BX।
A tends to B है और C tends to X है, then
सो AC टेंड्स टू BX हो जाएगा।
AC tends to BX, ऐसा।
हाँ,
फिर
और फिर BX टेंड्स टू Z है, तो AC टेंड्स टू Z हो जाएगा।
तो BX tends to Z है, तो AC tends to Z हो जाएगा। अच्छा, ये हमने लिखा, ये कौन से रूल से लिखा?
सर नाम तो नहीं याद है।
कंपोजिशन था ना। Whenever you are solving a question in the exam, then you have to mention each and every step clearly, then you will get marks. ये ध्यान रखना। Is it okay ना? हर एक का रूल मेंशन करना होगा एग्जाम्पल की हेल्प से। It has to since this is this, that's why this, then we, क्योंकि आपको वहां पे तो स्टेप बाय स्टेप लिखना पड़ेगा पूरा। आपने डायरेक्ट लिखा ना तो सही नहीं माना जाएगा, ठीक है। तो इसलिए पूरा याद रखना ये सब चीजें सब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन पेपर के लिए। ऑब्जेक्टिव में तो फटाफट बता देते हैं, ठीक है। ओके, नेक्स्ट चेक करो। XY tends to W, Y tends to SU. This is correct or not? Check it. Yes, ये करो। डिपेंडेंसी मेंशन कर सकते हो, X tends to W, Y tends to Z, WZ tends to P और WP tends to QR and Q tends to X. Now you have to check for X, Y tends to Q. तो Q कौन डिटरमाइन कर रहा है? Q कहाँ से डिटरमाइन हो रहा है? Then you have to go. Q डिटरमाइन हो रहा है यहाँ से, तो आपको देखना है कि X पाई के थ्रू हम WP के तरफ इस टाइप से पहुंच सकते हैं क्या? कैन बी रीच? चेक इट। चेक करो भाई, आर यू सॉल्विंग? चलो ये घर से करके लाना है, यू जस्ट, है ना, आई एम लीविंग इट। ओके ओके, नेक्स्ट लिखो, find the additional set of non-trivial FDs in a relation R for the following FDs. Can you identify? Yes, you can do, but identifying the identifying the non-trivial dependency with using these transitive rule, decomposition, transitive, or by applying this set, it will take it, or this approach will may not be efficient, so or may not be suitable for identifying additional FDs. Sometimes you may not be able to identify that what is the dependency that may be preserved. So exact approach we can use for that, closure based approach. So what is the closure based approach? Whenever we are going to identify a dependency, we have to identify the closure of the attribute set. Previously we have seen the closure of the FD set, okay, or functional dependencies. Now we have to identify the closure of the attribute set, okay. So what is the closure of attribute set? It's a given set of attributes alpha. Suppose there is a set of attributes alpha are given, है ना? Now you have to identify the closure of alpha under F is that set of attributes that are functionally determined by alpha under F. Okay, so it will basically denoted by the alpha plus. So how you can identify the closure of attributes, that we have to see. Now use of closure of attributes, you can use it for identifying the additional functional dependency, identifying keys, identifying checking the equivalence of the FDs, and identifying standard form and canonical form or irreducible set of the FD. So there are a lot of application of the closure set, okay, you can use. So now we have to see how we have to identify and what is the closure set of an attributes, okay. So you can see this is an algorithm to identify the closure set of attributes. So I'm explaining this algorithm with the help of the example. So you can see this is an example given here. Now I'm applying this algorithm on this example, okay. So this is a relation given. Now these are the FDs are given. So now you have to identify the closure of AG. For a particular attributes, you have to identify the closure. So whenever you are going to identify the closure, then you can also determine the dependencies. In the previous question, we are checking for which, किसके लिए चेक कर रहे थे? X, Y tends to Q चेक करना था ना? You can also do that question by using this closure set. So how we have to do? We have to check for AG. So we have to identify the closure set of AG. So whenever we are going to identify the closure set of any attributes, we have to include that attributes in the closure set. It means we are considering the result as a one final value of this closure. So result will also include alpha first. So AG will be the closure in the closure of this AG plus, okay. Now you have to run the loop. In this loop, we have to check every dependency. So first I'm going to check this dependency, A tends to B, okay, and then check B is a subset of the result. Check beta. It means we have to check for the left side. A is a subset of AG. Yes or no? Yes. Hello. 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 Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So here A is a subset of the AB, AG. Yes, it is a subset of AG. Then you have to include the B in the result set of the AG plus. Okay, so you can include result and union with gamma. So gamma is here B, है ना? So beta is equals to A and gamma is equals to B. Condition is true. So gamma you have to include in the result set. So you can include B in the result set. So B will be the in the closure set of the AG plus. Now you have to go again in this loop. Again check for the new functional dependency. Yes, we are checking A tends to C. A again is a subset of AG plus. अब सबसेट इसका चेक करना है होल का रिजल्ट का, है ना? सो नाउ वी हैव टू इंक्लूड सी इन द सेट. नेक्स्ट टाइम चेक CG is a subset. Yes, CG is a subset. So H will be in the set. Next check करो CG. Yes, then I will be in the set. Then check करो P. is a subset? Yes, then H already will be in the set. Is there any attribute who is remained here? A B आ गया, B आ गया, C आ गया, G आ गया, H आ गया, I आ गया. All the attributes will be there. So you can see AG is the set of attribute who is determining all these attributes. If there are a closure set of AG contain all these attributes, and then you can make the dependency on with AG like A G B C H I. Is it okay? So it means AG can have dependency AG can have dependency AG can have dependency AG D, or every attributes will be every given attributes in this set will be identified with this AG. Is it okay? So this is a process of identifying the closure set of an attribute set. है ना? Is it clear to all? So now in the previous question, what we have seen in the previous question, we want to check for their dependency. Which one we have to check? For this x y tends to q. Is it correct? Now here you have to identify the closure set of xy. So how you can identify the closure set of xy? You can check in this xy is a subset of this. So you have to include this w in this set. Xy first you have to include xy also. Xy will be the okay x comma y. Then you have to include w. Now you have to check this. This is a subset of this. Then z will be the part of this. Z आ गया. नेक्स्ट चेक करो WZ ऑलरेडी है तो PB आ जाएगा. नेक्स्ट चेक करो WP है देन QR आ गया, QR आ गया. देन चेक करो अब तो सब कुछ आ गया, XB आ गया ऑलरेडी है. तो यू कैन सी द डिपेंडेंसी XY टेंस टू Q इज प्रिजर्विंग एज XY टेंस टू ऑल दीज आ जाएंगे ना, ये सब आ जाएंगे तो इसमें XY टेंस टू Q भी होगा ना. सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज करेक्ट. But you have to check it with the inference rule, not with this closure set. Is it okay? So you can see it is very easy methods to check to identify the closure set of the functional dependencies. Okay, so this example we have seen. Okay, so here if you have any query you can ask, please. Anyone? Yes, please. Anyone having any query?
No sir.
बहुत आसान है ना. तो ये देखो ये निकल के आया इसका सेट, ये क्लोजर सेट निकल के आया. Is it okay ना? ठीक है. Now you can see this is an example. Find the closure of A. क्या होगा बताओ भाई. A plus क्या होना चाहिए? देखो A plus निकालोगे तो A तो आएगा ही आएगा. Then you have to identify BC भी होगा. BC आ जाएगा. अब BC आ गया तो B से क्या आ जाएगा? D. D आ गया और D आ गया, CD आ गया, CD से क्या भी आ जाएगा? E. E भी आ जाएगा और E आ गया तो ये तो पहले से ही अब कोई बचा ही नहीं है इसमें, सारे के सारे आ गए. तो क्लोजर सेट ऑफ A में क्या आ गए? ऑल दी एट्रीब्यूट्स आ गए कि नहीं आ गए? इज इट ओके? CD का क्लोजर निकालो और B का क्लोजर निकालो. यस निकालो जल्दी. यस. What is CD plus? What is B plus? Or what is BC plus? Identify please fast. बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगा यार.
सर CD का तो CDEAB हो जाएगा.
E आ गया तो A आ गया और ये आ गया तो सब आ जाएंगे. ये में तो
B आ
सभी
गया.
थे ना. D अब क्या बच गया? A B C D सब हो गए ना. अब B का बताओ. B आ गया, D आ जाएगा,
D आ गया सर.
B आ गया, D आ गया और कोई आएगा?
और नहीं आएगा सर.
कोई नहीं आ रहा है. ठीक है. BC का बताओ.
सर BCD
C आ गया,
DEA सब आ गए.
सब आ गया तो सब आ गया. ठीक है. A आ गया तो सब आ गया. ठीक है.
E भी आएगा सर.
हाँ E भी आ गया. ठीक है. यू कैन सी हियर E का देखो, E का निकालो. E आ जाएगा.
ए बी सी
ये आ गया तो सब आ गए, ठीक है, ओके ना, ई से ए हो रहा है ना, क्यों, इज इट ओके ना।
यस सर।
अब देखो इस केस में आप देखोगे here this attributes and this attributes individually identifying all the attributes, है ना, the attributes which are identifying all the attributes, so ये भी आइडेंटिफाई कर रहा है all the attributes को, BC भी आइडेंटिफाई कर रहा है, तो ये सारे के सारे क्या हैं, कीज हैं, ये कीज है, ये की है, the attribute which are uniquely identifying all the attributes of the table that are called keys, but इसमें ये and ये these are the super key and A and E are the candidate. Is it okay? ठीक है ना, ये कैंडिडेट की होती है, तो आगे जाके क्वेश्चंस आएंगे कि आपको कैंडिडेट की आइडेंटिफाई करना है, ये तो कर लोगे ना, सिंपल है, क्लोजर आइडेंटिफाई करना है, ए प्लस, ये सिंपल है, ए आ जाएगा, बी आ जाएगा, सी आ जाएगा, और बी सी आ गया तो डी आ जाएगा, बी सी डी आ गया तो ये सब आ जाएगा, वही वाला क्वेश्चन है ना, सिंपल आ गया, ये देखो ये वाला निकालो, अब चेक करना है ए बी टेंड्स टू एफ इज अ मेंबर ऑफ एफ डी सेट, तो ए बी का क्लोजर निकालो आप, देन you will be able to check AB if F is a part of the closure of the AB plus, then we can say this is a member of the FD set. Is it okay ना? So AB का closure में AB आएगा, then check who else other can come, C आ जाएगा, और BC आ गया तो AD आ जाएगा, AD में D आ गया, और D आ गया तो EB आ गया, E आ गया, CE आ गया, E आ गया तो F आएगा,
नो सर।
F नहीं आ रहा, इट मींस दिस डिपेंडेंसी इज नॉट अ मेंबर ऑफ FD। देखो आपने चेक कर लिया कि नहीं कर लिया कि ये डिपेंडेंसी वैलिड है कि नहीं है, मेंबर ऑफ FD सेट, इज इट ओके, ये क्लोजर में नहीं आएगा F प्लस में, ठीक है, ओके, तो ऐसे ही की आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए होता है, सो यू कैन सी की, टाइम हो गया क्या अपना, चलो कोई नहीं, नेक्स्ट क्लास में अपन कीज का पढ़ेंगे और कैनोनिकल फॉर्म देखेंगे और इक्विवेलेंस देखेंगे, ठीक है, ओके।